is, whoa, this is hella bright. Alright, let's sort that out. Okay, I'm going to be wearing, you can see my snacks in the background. I'm going to be wearing my glasses in this because I've got my notepad and my notes and stuff. So I kind of need to read. So you're going to be able to see it in here, but I'll try and look sideways so that's not too annoying. How are you guys? How are you? There's 2 of you already here. I'm going to wait a few minutes and then get on with it. Oh, let's just set this up properly. I'm so excited for today's live because the topic is just so learning about for about a year now, and I've really enjoyed learning about it. Like, herbs have really changed my health, they've changed my family's health, and oh, hey, I just got a notification that I am live on YouTube, so that's good. Hopefully other people are getting them. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about herbs and the effect that they can have on the body. Now, we spoke about this a little bit with Rosemary, who is literally the expert, and I get a lot of my knowledge from her, and also my other friend Sophia, the herbalist. I'll leave their details in the comment section down below after this. But yeah, this is just, you know, I'm just going to talk to you guys about mainly 3 kind of different types of herbs. Like, generally we're going to talk about herbs and the effect on the body, and then 3 different kind of types of herbs and some examples of those. I'm going to take my glasses off because it's annoying me. And I'm going to turn this down because I look hella white. Alright, that's better. Yeah, so we're going to talk about 3 different types of herbs, some examples of them, and yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions whilst I'm talking, just comment them. I should be able to see them pop up. Hey Jagdeep. So yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it. As I said, I have got my notebook, so I will be looking down, but I will look through all the comments once I've done like each section. So for the introduction, I just want to talk about stress. We all go through stress on like a daily. There's nothing wrong with it. Everyone copes with stress in very, very different ways. And finding, you know, like a self-care routine that works for you is really, really important, and just figuring out what works for you, like in terms of dealing with stress, and being open to trying different things, I think is really important. The way that you deal with stress in different times of your life and different stresses, of course, as well, it will need different care and different attention. So just always be open-minded to different information, and that's why I always put things about herbs and like other self-care tips that I use, because they don't stay the same. I don't have like a self-care routine as like many bloggers say that they do. Like, I don't have like a perfect white bathroom and like perfect bedroom where like I lie and do like a face mask every day. Like, it don't work like that. I just do what works for me like in the moment, and I think, you know, everyone should just do what works for them. And herbs are just such a good thing. They've changed my health, my family's health. They've helped so many of my clients as well. So yeah, I've babbled on for 3 minutes. We've got 14 of you guys here, so let's get to it. So stress, so we can have physical, mental and emotional stress, and when we kind of experience these different things, our adrenals, which are kind of located just above our kidneys, they jump into action. And what our adrenal glands do is they are responsible for releasing hormones and chemicals to help us deal with these different stresses. So they release things like, for example, cortisol and adrenaline. You've probably heard them before, so like fight or flight, or just, you know, coping with different stresses. The body will release different hormones and different chemicals. So depending on the situation, various different hormones or chemicals will be released into the bloodstream. Now, on a short period, in short term, this is a great response. Like, this is exactly what we need to kind of deal with the situation in the moment. But when it comes to long-term stress, when the body's constantly having to release these hormones and these chemicals into the bloodstream, and when your adrenals are constantly working, they can go into something called adrenal fatigue, which basically means your adrenals are tired and they need some rest, and so does your body. So after a long period, it can be really damaging, and this is where it gets hella interesting for me personally. So after long, like, chronic periods of stress, chronic stress can cause things like heart disease. Like, do you want the magnitude of that statement? Like, it is so important to understand that chronic stress can lead to heart disease. It can lead to increased blood pressure, and it can also lead to diabetes. Now, these 3 diseases absolutely plague immigrant communities. Like, I can only speak from my own experience, but being a Punjabi woman as a first-generation migrant in the UK, everyone in my mum's generation who kind of, my mum came here to this country when she was 19 as an immigrant, as a refugee. My grandparents on my paternal side, they also came here as refugees, and my granddad, my dadaji, he died from heart disease. He died from chronic stress, because being an immigrant in a different country is not easy. It comes with, yeah, Abdul, hey, yeah, chronic stress, long-term stress causes, it can really cause an imbalance in your cholesterol and other mechanisms in the body, and it can lead to heart disease. So yeah, when you see like elders in communities from, you know, immigrant and refugee backgrounds, they often, I know in the Punjabi community, so I only know about the Punjabi community really, so I'm just going to kind of stick to that, but you can kind of take the information that resonates with you. So in the Punjabi community, kind of like cancer, heart disease, diabetes, those are the three things that kind of plague our community. So when it comes to heart disease, stress can cause that. And that is because when, like, the stress of leaving everything that you know, leaving your country and going to a new place and trying to figure things out and having so much pressure on you. Like, my granddad came here with the original intent of going back to Punjab, but that couldn't happen. So he had to work so hard, so hard. Like, he lived in a house with loads of other men who were in the same situation, and they worked night shifts and day shifts, so half of them will come home and sleep whilst the other half worked, and then they switch, and it's not that they had their own bathroom or kitchen or anything like that. Like, everything was shared, and he worked like this for years and years and years so that he could bring my grandmother and my father and my father's siblings over to this country, and that's literally the reason that I'm here. And he died of heart disease because he was under chronic stress, the stress of constantly just trying to survive in a new country as an immigrant and as a refugee and not having a home. And that is literally the reason he died. I mean, diet does play a part in heart disease, of course, diet and lifestyle does, but stress is a really huge factor, and it's really played down. It's really played down. We don't talk about chronic stress enough. It's really important to look after yourself stress-wise. Rosemary said this in a video that we did. It's a multidisciplinary thing, and we need to look at different aspects of our life. It's not just about food. You can't just have a healthy diet and expect to be really healthy and immune to all diseases. If you have a really healthy diet but you hate your job that you go to every single day, or you have a really healthy diet but you can't sleep at night, you sleep 3 hours a night, that's going to lead to chronic stress, and that's going to lead to things like increased risk of diabetes, of heart disease, and of increased blood pressure. So I just wanted to share that little story with you guys, because stress is really important, and we really need to give it the importance. No, how do I word this? Stress is very, it's an important subject, and we need to allow it to, I don't know how to word it, but you guys get what I mean. Stress is important, and we need to just let it be important. We need to understand how important it is. That's what I'm trying to say. We need to understand the impact that it can have on our body. Like, it's really not a joke, and there's so many studies about this. There's even like entire books written just about the cause of heart disease, and like how stress is directly linked to it, directly linked to cholesterol increasing and all of that stuff. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. The next thing, so as I said, it's a multidisciplinary thing. You can't just expect a diet to save you. You can't just expect this to save you. Like diet, meditation, whatever that means to you, and herbs. I really do think that herbs are a very important part of everyone's diet and general well-being. Hence the name of this live is called Herbs and Wellbeing. Dumb though. So yeah, it's a multidisciplinary thing. Now I'm going to talk about 3 different types of herbs, just really basic and kind of what they're used for. So the first one is anxiolytics. Now you can probably tell by the name of that anxiolytics are used to reduce anxiety. So some examples of this is lavender. Lavender is these are really actually quite soft herbs, but soft herbs, it doesn't mean that they don't work. Like, they're very effective. Herbs work. That is actually a very important point. If you are taking any medication, you should definitely take herbs under the guide of a medical practitioner, because they can really affect like your medication and stuff like that. So always seek medical advice if you're gonna embark on like a medical a medical herbal kind of regime. Always do it like with the advice of a trained medical herbalist, and always notify your GP as well, because they do work. Even though I say these are soft flowers and they're quite calming, they still have an effect on your body. So be very, very careful with that, please. Okay, so lavender. It's great for anxiety, insomnia, and depression. And it's also really good for hypertension. It's good for respiratory infections and for burns and insect bites on the skin. So lavender is great if you're going to use it topically. Now, what I usually do is I will mix, I will double boil some coconut oil with some shea butter, and then I'll whip it all together, and I'll add some drops of lavender into that. I can't think of the exact numbers off the top of my head, but there's so many different recipes like online that you can follow. And you also have to make sure that you're getting the right kind of essential oils. Don't be getting any cheap essential oils. I know there was like this thing on Amazon where people were buying doTERRA essential oils, and they were coming with like different lids. So always just make sure that you're getting them from a good source, because you know, it could be containing anything. The next one is chamomile. So again, chamomile is really good for anxiety, also mild sleep issues as well. If you're having sleep issues, a cup of chamomile tea before you go to bed, or a couple hours before you go to bed, is it can just be really soothing and relax you and just get you into the mood of sleeping and relaxation, all of that. And it's also very safe for children. So if you have children who are suffering from, you know, anxiety for whatever reason, or they can't sleep at night, give them a cup of chamomile tea, fresh chamomile organic tea. And to be honest with you, it doesn't really taste like much. It's just got a bit of a flowery taste, and you can add a little bit of sweetener, like maybe some manuka honey or date syrup or something like that into it. I would say manuka honey though, because of the health benefits of that. Chamomile is also really great for things like peptic ulcers. So if you've got ulcers in your stomach, chamomile is great for that, because it is so soothing on your mind, and also like physically. It's also great for diarrhea. So if you are passing stools way too often, if you are suffering from diarrhea, a cup of chamomile tea can really just help stop that from happening. Also, it's great for IBS. So if you've got irritable bowel syndrome, which is way more common than we think. Way more common. A lot of people don't even realize that they have irritable bowel syndrome, because it's so normalized, as are chronic stresses, to be honest with you. Physical illnesses are very normalized, like people having IBS or chronic constipation or chronic migraines. Like, these are very normalized things, but chronic stresses are also very, very normalized. So things like just hating your job is just a very normal thing. People complaining about like their daily life is just a normal thing, and we shouldn't allow that to be normal, because we all have a choice. Of course, we have to make sacrifices, and everyone's got to live, and you've got to do things to look after yourself and your family, but your mindset is a really, really important, it plays a really, really important part in all of that. And it's just never really that deep. No, I can't say that. That's coming from a real place of privilege, but you guys get what I mean. Mindset is just a really important thing. So do what you got to do to make sure that your mindset is on point. And of course, that's not a straight and narrow thing. It's going to be very up and down all the time, but just as long as the majority of the time you're looking after yourself mentally and physically, that's the most important thing. And it's a very personal journey, so don't worry if it takes time figuring it out. I seriously thought you were Afro-Caribbean until I saw your Instagram. Love your videos, great awareness. Oh, a lot of people have said that. A lot of people. I don't see it myself, but yeah, cool. Okay, wait. Okay, passion flower, the next one. Passion flower is also under the anxiolytic, so things that reduce anxiety. So passion flower is great for anxiety, it's great for restlessness, and it's also great for insomnia. So the next kind, number 2, the next kind of herbs that we're going to talk about is antidepressants. Oh my gosh, do not ever underestimate the power of of herbs, like in the depression, in trying to like cure or manage depression. Like, they are so deep. St. John's wort, there is a lot of studies and stuff done on St. John's wort, and how it can even be compared to things like there's this bait antidepressant, and I can't remember what it's called. Xanax? I can't remember. It's a proper American thing. But yeah, it's basically being compared to like full-on antidepressants, which is amazing, I think. as I said before, always use these under kind of the advice of a medical practitioner. So St. John's wort, definitely, because you can overdose on this, and it really affects you. All these herbs really affect you. Don't, like, you know, Prozac. Yes, Prozac. I think it's Prozac. I'm gonna say it's Prozac. Okay, yeah, you guys saying Prozac. I think it might be Prozac. But yeah, always use these under the guide of like a medical practitioner. Thank you guys for stepping in. I really do appreciate that. Always seek medical advice with this, because even things like lavender, chamomile, like I said before, they can really affect you. St. John's wort is not an exception. It is very, very strong, it's very, very potent, and it really does affect your mind and your body. So please always consult with a medical herbalist before you're gonna take this kind of stuff. The next one is lemon balm. Lemon balm is a great antidepressant. But it's also great for things like viral infections. It's great for dyspepsia, which is indigestion. It's great for common colds, and it's also great for cold sores. So if you suffer from cold sores on your face, lemon balm is a great thing to use topically. Again, go online or consult a medical herbalist to see what the dosage should be for using this kind of thing topically, and if you're going to ingest it as well. So the final type of herb that we're going to talk about is adaptogens. Now adaptogens, as you can probably tell from the name, they basically help the body to adapt to stress. So they increase the resistance, for the effects of negative stress. I hope that makes sense. Oh no. Thank you for saying that, because I have never been told how much herbs affect you. Oh, you're welcome. They do really affect you. I think because they're herbs and they're not like really seen as like the standard medicine, obviously because pharmaceuticals are the standard medicine, people often play down their effectiveness, but don't ever, just don't be fooled by that kind of talk, because herbs they fully work. Yeah, definitely. So definitely just take precaution when you're going to take any herbs. I mean, I take herbs on a daily, things like Pau D'arco or chamomile or rose, like as tea, but I just use 1 tablespoon. And I know that those are things that are kind of safe to use, and I don't use them. I'm not suffering from, at the moment, I don't have anxiety or depression or any kind of severe chronic illness that I'm trying to heal. These are just kind of maintenance for me, which is also really, really important. Maintenance of the body is so important. Self-care, mindset, all of that stuff, like just maintaining it. Even when you think that you're okay, still just take some time out and just appreciate what you got, and appreciate how great you are. Just recognize how great you are. But yeah, if you're trying to treat some kind of problem, be that physical or mental health, always, yeah, consult. So I know I've said it so many times, but I just really need to make that clear, guys. It's really, really important. So yeah, adaptogens, they help the body adapt to stress. So some examples of these are ashwagandha. So ashwagandha, it's quite a woody kind of material. I need to drink some water. 1 second before my voice completely goes. Big up the fluoride-free water. Okay. So ashwagandha is great for stress. Like if you're feeling, often like I get a lot of clients who are like, I feel wired, like I feel like I've got like a head buzz, but I'm really tired, like I feel really wired but I can't go to sleep. So ashwagandha is a great herb to take in that kind of situation. Other uses is stuff like chronic inflammatory diseases, hypertension, also recuperation time. So this is your time spent recovering from an illness or medical treatment. So if you've just undergone a surgery or something, ashwagandha is a really great thing, because surgery is a very invasive thing and it causes a lot of stress to the body that we don't really take into account. Being in a hospital is also a very invasive thing. It's very stressful on the body. You're completely out of your comfort zone. Your loved ones often can't be around you. There's a lot of bright lights around you, very unnatural settings. So things like ashwagandha are great for like when you're recuperating from a medical, from a disease or surgery or something like that. How are you supposed to take these herbs as tea? You can take them as tea. You can also take them as tinctures or as essential oils. It depends on you and on your body, because every body is different. 1 second, I need to burp. Excuse me. Yeah, so it really depends on you and what you're trying to heal. Like I said, I'm just kind of like maintaining my well-being, so I just take them as herbal teas. 1 tablespoon in like a cup of boiling water, let it simmer for a little bit, and then steep it for like 15 minutes, strain it, and drink it. That's just kind of what I do. But yeah, just look into it, and if you are confused about any of this, consult a medical herbalist, because one-to-one is just always better. The next one is astragalus. Okay, astragalus is, again, like you kind of use the root when you're gonna be like making this as a tea, so it's like quite woody and barky, and this is great for general stress. Like if you're feeling stressed out, have some astragalus in you, you're gonna be feeling a lot better. Other uses is for like things like an immune boost or chronic infections. The next one is licorice. I hate the taste of licorice. I hate it, but it's so good for you. Again, it's the root, and it's really good for adrenal fatigue. So like when we said earlier, as I was talking about adrenal fatigue, like your adrenals, when they get run down, when you're chronically overstressed and your adrenals are just pumping out all of these chemicals like adrenaline and cortisol to help make you feel better, you're going to get adrenal fatigue, and they're just going to stop working, not going to be able to cope with stress. So you might notice that you kind of get stressed, and you can deal with stress for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe even 6 years, however long it is, but your body will always come to a point where it's just like, nope, not doing this no more, and you will shut down. And that is what adrenal fatigue is, and that can come with loads of other complications as well. Now when you're stressed out, the body always the adrenal fatigue talk. I just redid it, so it's cool. I just spoke about adrenal fatigue at the start of this live, so you can definitely rewatch it because I'm going to upload it, but I just gave you the breakdown of it anyway, so it's all good. So adrenal fatigue, when the body is stressed, the body always prioritizes stress. So the body will always prioritize putting energy into de-stressing the body. So when you are under chronic stress, all your energy will go, it won't go into repairing new cells, it won't go into whatever other chemical reactions are going on. It will always, first, the most amount of your energy will go into sorting out your stress levels and making you feel better. So your adrenal glands will always get the most energy, so that means they're going to be working overtime. That's when adrenal fatigue happens, and that's when your body just shuts down because they don't want to be there. So licorice is a great thing for adrenal fatigue. Other things, it's really good for coughs. If you are feeling coughy, if you're feeling phlegmy, licorice is great for that. Also inflammatory conditions in the gut, which are also very tightly linked to stress as well. Okay, there's another one that I can't read. I really actually can't read this. Should have googled this before. Schisandra. I'm gonna just say that. I'll leave it in the comment section down below. Actually, wait, can I write now? No, I can't. No, I can't. Okay, Schisandra, whatever that is. It's basically a berry, and it's used for stress, it's used for poor focus, and it's also used for like lack of concentration. Other uses is for like things like liver damage or just poor liver function in general. Again, this is a very potent herb, as all of these are. So if you're going to try using this for poor liver function, please consult a doctor, because that's very important. You don't want it to you don't want to OD on it, because you definitely can OD on herbs like this, and you don't want to damage, like if you're taking other medication and stuff, you don't want to get in the way of that. That is all I have to say on herbs, guys. Do you have any other questions right about now? If you do, speak or forever hold your peace, because I'm about to end this if no one comments in the next couple of minutes. But also, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate your time. I really do appreciate you guys being here. It means the world to me. Herbs for period pains. Okay, herbs for period pains. Raspberry leaf, red raspberry leaf tea for period pains are so good. Chamomile tea is also really good for period pains because it's very relaxing. What are some other good ones for period pain? Lavender is very good for period pain. But I think red raspberry, taking that regularly is just really good for your uterus and your womb health, and menstrual health in general. Also, things like polycystic ovaries and stuff like that, you probably want to look into. I mean, if you've got severe period pains, I would say things like licorice and white peony as well. Taking those like in equal amounts on a daily basis, they're really good for periods. But red raspberries, like the general, if you're just having period pains, red raspberry and chamomile are two really great teas. Anyone else got any other questions? Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you know of any risk of having more than one herb at the same time? I mean, it depends on the herb. I've never had, I usually mix my herbs together, but I'm never taking herbs like, for example, like St. John's. I'm never trying, I've never tried to like, so far I've never tried to heal myself. I mean, I've advised on herbs for people with polycystic ovaries, and I will only ever advise like things like white peony and licorice in equal amounts, and I will only advise on things that I know. If you're using things like lavender and chamomile and rose and Pau D'arco and burdock root and stuff like that, they're quite soft herbs, so mixing them isn't really a problem. They might taste a bit weird. So I would just recommend just stick to one herbal tea a day if you're kind of trying to maintain yourself. Maybe not even one herbal tea a day, like one herbal tea at a time. Like just use, like if you want some lavender, just use lavender, or mix some lavender with chamomile. It's difficult for me to answer that. It's dependent on the herb. But just look into it. As the more you kind of, oh sorry, flushing out gallbladder. Herbs of boils, herbs you couldn't. Okay, I'll just finish this. As you start to kind of drink more herbs and herbal teas, you'll kind of like get more used to it, and you'll kind of understand them a bit more. Herbs for boils. I'm not sure I know what you mean by boils, Molly, so please could you just clarify that? Herbs for flushing out gallstones. I'm not too sure, but I would recommend just consulting a medical herbalist. House of Rosemary, my very, very good friend, I would definitely recommend you go. Just drop her an email or a Instagram message, and I'm sure she will get back to you about the gallstones thing. Which herb for you is the one that you couldn't live without or experience the most beneficial? Okay, the herb for me, it's got to be the really high iron herbs. They've made such a difference to my energy level. So things like Pau D'arco, burdock root, yellow dock, sarsaparilla, those are the 4 that have made a huge difference to like my general well-being and my general health. I used to sleep so much and really suffer from like anxiety and stuff like that. I still do. I probably still always will, and that's life. But those herbs have kind of helped me deal with it in a little bit of a better way. So those are the herbs that I really can't live without. Any good detox teas? Detox teas. I would say things like lemon and ginger. Oh my god, lemon and ginger is a great detox tea. Don't take lemon and ginger tea after you've eaten. You'll feel your stomach moving. You'll feel the food moving through your intestines. So I would say have that like on a empty stomach, because it really gets your bowels moving. It's a great detox mix, lemon and ginger, and it's so easy to make. Can you put those comments? Yeah, I can. I'll put those in the comments down below. There's a lot of things I've got to put in the comments down below. I'll watch this video back and put them down, but it's just those 4. So I'm going to say them again. The first one is Pau D'arco. The second one is burdock root. The third one is yellow dock. And the 4th one is sarsaparilla. I've been using golden seal for this cold, and it helps for detoxing. Golden seal. I've never heard of that before, Maya. Do tell us a little bit more about that. I've literally never heard about that before. But it'd be interesting to know about it. Guys, I'm going to whack open a packet of crisps because I'm really hungry. I hope you don't mind. If you have crisps, whack them open as well. So I've got these. I have green tea, herbal tea on a daily basis, but I don't stick to one type. I was just wondering. Also, the teas that I have currently are not organic. I have green tea on a daily basis, but I don't see. Oh, that's okay. If it's like a green tea that you're buying from a supermarket, like it should be fine. The teas I have currently are not organic. I would definitely recommend maybe trying to just try out some loose leaf herbal teas, Krishna. I think no, it's not healthy, Chris. I promise it is healthy, Chris. Sorry, I need to answer one question at a time. Yeah, so Krishna, this one's for you. I would definitely try just ordering like some loose leaf chamomile or something, and just getting used to like having like some loose leaf organic tea. Like it really does make a difference. I really think it does make a difference. I don't really feel a difference in my health or well-being when I have like packet non-organic tea. I mean, there is some teas that you can buy from the supermarket that are organic. I think Pucker's organic, and it uses organic unbleached bags. I think Tea Pigs is also like organic with unbleached bags, so there is a few that do them, which is really, really great. But making it yourself, like, I don't know, you just feel it in a different way. So I would just say maybe try like just ordering some from Amazon or something, and see the difference for yourself. See how you feel with it. Do you think oh yeah, so I just answered that. No, it's not healthy. It is. Look at this. That's what the beauty bloggers do. I bought this from the shops, Tesco, today, and it's an organic crisp. veggie straws. Usually use the root, but I have the leaves. Really bitter. Helps with everything. If it's bitter, it's probably a great detox tea. Bitter teas are amazing. When I did a parasite cleanse, Lord have mercy, when I did a parasite cleanse, I was in bits because it tasted like just bitter leaves and soil and mitti. Like, that's literally what it tasted like, but it detoxed me differently. Like, I felt it, my bowels felt it. Let's just say that, and I'll leave it there. But yeah, that sounds amazing. I will definitely look into that, Maya. I'll look into golden seal. Thank you so much for sharing that. Really appreciate it. Anti-inflammatory, antifungal. Brilliant. Also, as you can even just have things like turmeric tea, like just grating some turmeric root into hot water, letting it steep for like 20 minutes, straining it and drinking it. Also, the one that I kind of go for when it's lemon and ginger, I just use fresh lemon and ginger for my kitchen. I just put the grate like an inch or like half an inch of ginger into some boiling water, along with like the freshly squeezed lemon with the lemon peel as well. But I always make sure it's unwaxed and organic, because you don't want to be ingesting all of those waxy pesticides and whatever nonsense they be putting on lemons these days. And I just let it steep for like 15-20 minutes. Then I strain it and I drink it. Honestly, lemon and ginger tea, don't underestimate it. It is amazing. Turmeric tea is so good. I don't really like the taste of turmeric, but it's really healthy, so I try deal with it. What is the story about Prozac? I just got here. Prozac, girl, Prozac. Okay, so St. John's wort. I would say look into St. John's wort and Prozac, because St. John's wort is a very effective herb for depression. It's a really great antidepressant, basically, and it's been compared to things like Prozac. I think it's Prozac. I can't remember, but a few people put it in the comments. I was struggling to think of the name for the antidepressant. It's something like along the lines of Prozac. My niece is outside. She wants to play, so I think I'm gonna go. What else? Asians only use it when they're ill, but actually, oh, you like the taste. You're like the first person. Actually, no, my mum likes the taste. It kind of just tastes like ginger, but not. Like, I don't mind it, but on its own, it's just a bit tasteless. That's why I don't really drink it, but it is really good for you. Maybe I should have it a little bit more. Krishna, a question: do you have it as the root, or do you have it like as the powder? I didn't know that I was prescribed it, but I never had it. I hate pills. It's good that you never had it. That's really good. It takes a lot of confidence in yourself to not ingest prescriptions, because, you know, doctors have a lot of authority in society and stuff. So well done, Maya. Well done for like doing you and sticking to your guns. The powder. Yeah, so Krishna, I mean, the powder is great if it's organic and stuff, but definitely look for like some turmeric root. I think that would be a great next step for you, like just looking for like some turmeric root, or even just experimenting with like ginger and lemon tea and stuff like that. Just general things you've got in your house, and then like from there, naturally you'll be able to like start sourcing your own herbs, like if you want to make your own lavender or chamomile tea, and then naturally you'll just build up your knowledge like that. I think that would be a really good step for you. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna bounce. Thank you all so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Got a new video coming out this Sunday. I'm gonna be showing you how to make a red lentil bolognese pasta sauce, which is hella easy. It took me no time at all, like 20 minutes. Perfect food. Okay, I was on my period when I made that recipe. Perfect food for when you're on your period and your back hurts and your stomach hurts, so you just don't want to be in the kitchen but you want to eat comfort food. That's the kind of vibes that is going on this Sunday. So it's going to drop this Sunday. Make sure you subscribe, all of that. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you share the knowledge. Make sure you let everyone know if you think they're going to like this video or any of my other recipe videos. Please share them, because it helps a lot more than you think. And please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please hit the thumbs up. There's 20 of you watching. There's only 7 thumbs up. I want to see that thumbs up go up before I end this live, please. Where can you get turmeric root? Already done. Thank you. Turmeric root, you can get it from like supermarkets or like organic stores, over online. Thank you for liking. Sing Moon, thank you. Okay, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you all next Thursday, same time. You know the drill. Put an alarm on your phone. Put an alarm on your phone for Sunday. Bye. I never know how to end these things. Yay, 10 likes. You guys are the best. Okay, yeah, seriously. I'm gonna go. Appreciate you all so much. Bye.